I mean, I feel like we all have to play our part in this team, and however I can contribute, whether that's with goals, tackles or assists, that's what we have to do.
It's been a bit of a dream come true for you, I would guess, this season. It's all happened so quickly. How have you found the whole experience?
Enjoyable, tough, but it's playing for my boyhood club on the biggest stage. I mean, so to be able to adapt and to have these fans and everything around it, I mean, I can't complain.
I'm in the press box watching, seasoned commentators getting very, very excited when you score that goal, and then I watch you calm as you like running off and saluting the fans. It just must be an incredible feeling.
Yeah, I mean, to score my first goal at Old Trafford, it's unbelievable. But, ultimately we didn't come away with the 3 points, so it doesn't leave the best taste in my mouth.
No, I understand that. But there are still plenty of positives to take out of that performance. Given what happened against Brentford and against Chelsea, to come here and play like you did against a very good Liverpool side, there are positives to be taken from that, aren't there?
Definitely. I feel second half we pulled together and we figured things out and we were much, much better. But seeing out games is what's going to get us points, and that's what's going to get us higher in the table. That's what's going to win us games. So these are things that matter.
You have obviously come through this academy. You have those standards drilled into you. How important do you think it is that those standards are kept at the highest possible level, the same way that you were taught all the way through the academy?
Yeah, 100%. That's what wins you titles, and that's what wins you games. Having these standards, having players in the change room that make sure the rest of the team keep up to them standards, which we do. And so I feel like it's just the little things that we need to iron out. That's what's going to help us win these games.
Congratulations today.
Thank you very much.
Erik, the way that game went, they were so good in the first half, but then to get yourselves in front in the second, overall, is it a good point?
No, we dropped 2 points when you are in winning position. And yeah, it's true. First half, it was tough, but I thought, and also the team had the feeling we were in the game. We were well organized. Yeah, they dominated the game. Yeah, they created some chances. We didn't create so many chances, but it was just slight detail. Why not? And it was about winning duels in decisive moments, in the half spaces, up front. And when you win them, and that is what we did second half, then you create chances. And so we make the second goal. So yeah, I'm very proud of the team that they can transfer that into the second half. And of course, yeah, we needed a mistake from Liverpool to get into that game. But also, yeah, we make again 2 huge mistakes on the 1-0 down and then also on the 2-2.
I take the point about disappointed dropping points, but this seemed from the outside very different to dropping points at Brentford or Chelsea. This was against a team challenging for the title, and I think you had your 27th different back four combination today.
Yeah, but you make a point, and that's it. It's when you don't get the routines in, and when you have so many mixtures every time, and you have to make the changes, then the routines will not be in. Okay, you have the rules, but it's about understanding with each other in cooperation, and you have to make decisions in a split seconds and know what everyone is doing, and yeah, that will bring you the wins over the line. And in now decisive moments we make the wrong choices and we drop points.
What did you think of the penalty?
It's a penalty. So on Thursday, when I see it after, it was a very bad decision. But today you can't say nothing for it. It's a penalty.
Thank you, Erik. Appreciate that.
The final whistle. Right, let's make sense of it. Let's start with Luis Diaz's goal. In the first half, Manchester United didn't have a shot, let alone a shot on target. And Liverpool were dominant, but this was the only opportunity they managed to convert, Jamie.
Yeah, it's a good piece of play. Nunes wins the initial header, just deflecting it into an area. You can see that MAINOO's trying to block Virgil van Dijk, and Diaz finds himself in a really good position. See, he opens his body up, manages to hit it into the floor. Really good finish. Nothing more than they deserved. I mean, at 23 minutes, they dominated the game, looked very comfortable. But as you know, any time you come to Old Trafford, it's always going to be difficult. Chances are going to come about, and this is exactly what happened in the second half.
The player who seems to turn up most often for Manchester United at big moments, certainly over the last few years, has been Bruno Fernandes. And it wasn't necessarily reflective of his all-round play, but again, he was there at the big moment, Roy.
Yeah, it's a huge mistake, obviously. There's a young defender, but I think only Bruno could have finished that chance. He's obviously anticipated, again, players playing blind passes, really bad habit, but for Bruno to still punish him with that brilliant finish, the way he struck the ball, he's obviously got that technique, he's fantastic at it, and a gift, but only Bruno, I think, could have finished that.
Kelleher's lucky, because if he handballs that, he'll get sent off.
Because
so
he's
the
out
risk
of the
reward,
area.
he's outside the area, so would you rather, you know, then you have 10 men? Who knows what would have been the best way to do it, but it was still a big risk from him. Great piece of play, as Roy rightly says, by Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, capitalising on the mistake, as you said, by Jarell Quansah. But at that stage, if they had gone down to 10 men, Liverpool, or if they conceded the goal as they did, it still felt as though they'd had enough, or they'd shown enough in the first half to be able to go on and win this game, and yet it went in completely the other direction.
Kelly, I was sat, I don't know how many years ago now, when Makeda scored a very similar goal to this. I was sat in this box watching it, and it felt like a massive moment. It was a very similar sort of finish. MAINOO starts it, he takes it on the half-turn there, doesn't look up, and then just bends that one with such pace and venom into that corner. It's a brilliant individual goal. Great piece of play by a really
Not
fine
bad for a sitting
player.
midfielder, is it?
No.
You know, we've seen him scoring a few goals now, but the key for here is his first touch. Again, his awareness, quality to finish, brilliant goal, absolutely amazing strike, and you're thinking, listen, again, we were shocked. We think, could United actually win this game? But they couldn't hang on. But they had taken the lead, they'd taken it to 2-1, and then it was a penalty that allowed Liverpool to pull level. Any thoughts on the incident that led to...
That's a penalty. Harvey Elliott came on, made a real difference. Jarell Quansah, who made that mistake, brilliant there, gets his side back up the pitch, and a good piece of play. Now, I think when you analyse Wan-Bissaka, he's one of the best at slide tackles I've ever seen. He's got those go-go gadget legs, he sticks out, but this one he just gets wrong. Harvey Elliott's bright, he realises it, he dangles his right leg out and gets the penalty.
If there's an argument against it being a penalty, is it from this angle?
Yeah, but you can see, OK, he misses the ball here, but watch Harvey Elliott just plant his right leg there, he has nowhere to go, so that's where the foul is. He sort of hooks him, and that's why I think it is a penalty. He's not going to get overturned.
Yeah, it's a smart attacking play. He sucked him in, that was the pressure, and Salah once again, big moment. Oh, I said never in doubt. No, but Salah, again, was probably poor in his general play, but listen, you obviously fancied him with the penalty.
Yeah, 14 goals in this fixture between Manchester United and Liverpool now. And
Two teams, how does the point leave you feeling?
Disappointed, to be honest, because I feel like second half we performed really well. I feel like we picked it up, and the lads worked really, really hard, and it was just minor little mistakes, well, really they're major, and I think we just ironed them out and we win the game.
Your first Old Trafford goal was some goal. Just give us an idea. I mean, I know maybe a little bit of the shine's been taken off it now by their equaliser, but when the net ripples, how was that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's unbelievable feeling, the first professional Old Trafford goal, and to do it in this fixture is also amazing, but as I say, at the end of the day, we don't walk away with the 3 points, so I can't be too happy.
No, but just to dwell on it for a sec, what I did love, you set off on your celebration. Before it even goes in, you knew immediately, didn't you, where it was headed?
Yeah, I mean, it felt good, so yeah, I think I got a bit ahead of myself, but they went in, so sorry.
You said in your first answer there were minor or major things that went wrong, need ironing out. What were they?
I feel like it's just little mistakes on the ball, off the ball, you know, but I mean, they happen in games, but sometimes they can just be detrimental, and I feel like that's what's cost us.
How tough was the first half?
Yeah, I mean, definitely very tough. They're a good side, and against these teams, they're always dangerous, and it's always a tough game, especially in this fixture. It takes it out of you, so yeah, it's tough, but we always have to bounce back from these things.
And for their goal, not to pin it on you, but collectively, were you disappointed that Diaz ends up in so much space?
Yeah, of course, these are, again, details that we've missed, but...
What happened there? Because at one point you had him, but I don't think it was actually your job.
No, it's as a team. Obviously, I own my own jobs in the team, and we all have our own jobs. But it's just he's pulled away in space, and the flick-on's got to him. So, yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Did you make of his all-round
I
performance?
thought he done well. It was a tough game for him, obviously against a very good Liverpool team, but he's still learning. He's talking about the set pieces there, about doing better, but he scored a wonderful goal, and it's all about it's just how he copes now with I suppose the expectations he's had over the last few months, and then playing with England. But he seems like obviously a really nice kid. He's got lots to learn, and he'll only get better from these experiences. And to score against Liverpool, I know he's talking about not winning the game, but you could see obviously he's delighted to have scored, and pity he wasn't the winner.
It wasn't the winner. Liverpool do take a point from Old Trafford. Let's hear what Jurgen Klopp made of that. He's with Patrick Davison.
Well, Jurgen, from 2-1, you fought your way back, but given the control you had for the vast majority of that game, does it feel still like a setback?
Yeah, it does. We are not the only team who had control here. So, and in the end, yeah, we should have won the game. So that's clear. But we caused a few problems ourselves. Controlled the game, scored the first one, wonderful. Should have had other goals in the first half already. They had no shot on target, no shot at all in the first half. So that's 1-0 is the lowest of all possible results then. But that's how it is. And we make a mistake, and that now they use that immediately. Well executed in the end, really well done from Bruno. And yeah, and then the stadium's coming, and we need a few minutes to settle again. And in that time already, they score another screamer, wonderful goal. But then we found a way back in the game, and we had before they scored, I think we had big chances. After they scored, we had big chances, and in the end, we only used two. So that's now the situation. It's a point at Manchester United, and the most important thing is I know how people see it, and it's a 2 points loss and stuff. As far as I'm concerned, I see that we have a point more than before the game. So it's an away game at Manchester United. I think for us, the away games at United are more special than for all other teams. Against us, they put an extra shift in. That's how it is. We will face that again on next Wednesday, I think, Wednesday in a week. And we play against Everton, so these are the games we have to be ready for. And we were in a lot of moments, and with the changes I like then that we really found a way back into the game. Fully deserved the equalizer, and no, that's it.
Yeah, you said they'd had no shots at half-time. You'd had 15. So did you have that sense that we're not as clear as we should be at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how can you not have that sense? So of course we could have. So I think the Dom Szoboszlai chance, that was an incredible save of Onana.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Wow. We did everything right in that moment, but he saved that one. The other ones, we were a bit in a rush. I would say I would have loved us to take a second touch and shoot then.
Similar to the cup game in that respect?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's definitely, you always can take a lot, besides the points you get usually or whatever, you always have to take different things from the game. And I know that the outside world will get nervous. We just have to be the calm part of the whole journey, because yes, full of life, excitement, desire, emotion, all these kind of things, but we actually, the goals we scored so far brought us where we are now. But now we have just to build on that, easy as that. So and that's what we will do, and we will deal with that in the right way. And then now it's European League on Thursday, and it's Crystal Palace or what? Yeah. So games are coming thick and fast, and that's good for us. So yeah. So let me say, I'm not over the moon.
No, I guess.
No. But it's okay. It's okay. You take what you get, and that's what we got today. If we would have been a bit more clinical in some situations, yes, of course, then we can win here.
Yeah, obviously, you never like conceding a goal, but you looked particularly unhappy with something or a certain detail.
Goal,
but yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. It's just
what was that?
So I'm not angry at all with the boys or whatever. But in the game, I cannot just let things happen. Yeah, we dropped. We are too deep in that situation. There's one player between the lines, and I'm not sure who is in the last line from them. There's one player between the line, and we are just deep. Roger and Robbo both on that side, well and too deep, but they can turn. From there they go, and then everything, the rest builds on that. If I would be a player, I would be not happy with my manager shouting like that on the pitch. It's absolutely fine. And obviously there were plenty of situations where we could have defended that ball again, but it's just things you see in a moment, and we need to have this being proactive, being in between, defending into midfield, and that was the moment, but nothing really serious happened.
You talked about what the reaction of us and the outside world might be, but you sound really calm. There were one or two dejected faces from your players at full time. Do you just need to make sure that you get across your calm to the players now?
I will. Don't worry. No problem. That's no problem. Really, that's no problem. So we play now at home against Atlanta. Difficult game, but home game. Then another one. We don't have that many home games anymore, so we better use that occasion. Yeah, but we have a few days to rest until then, and we will go again. It's all fine. Look, it's how I said, when you if you only can, the team who wins the league in the end should deserve it. That means it must be really difficult. So, and we are in that race, and I'm absolutely fine with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wouldn't have expected him to be over the moon, but he's honest enough to say we should have won it. Yeah, and I think, we all thought that Manchester United were quite lucky to only be 1-0 down at half-time, and Wayne said the best thing for Manchester United at the moment, there's only one. Whether they could get back in the game was the big question, but they did. And then they went ahead. But even in the second half, as Jurgen Klopp said, there was a massive chance as well right at the end that was ballooned over the bar. I think it was Diaz. So there was a lot of chances. Darwin Núñez, I think this one is.
6 shots he had in the game.
Yeah. We've come to expect now Darwin Núñez, haven't we? We know that he tends to score the hard ones and misses the easy ones. He can either cut that back or he can shoot. He does neither. Mo Salah, this one dropped to, normally very dependable in every situation. But on his weaker foot, you'd expect him to score there, Wayne.
Yeah, I think the Núñez one before, he has to pull it back. But Salah, you'd expect him to tuck that away. Again, he had a chance late on, so from Diaz. So Manchester United were a little bit lucky at times with the chances, and the Liverpool forwards weren't clinical enough today. But I think they have to be pleased with the point. Have to be pleased. Coming back after a difficult first half, even though Liverpool got the equaliser late on, I think after the last 2 games to get a point against Liverpool now is a good point.
Take United hat off for a moment. You've won 5 Premier League titles. When you're going at this stage of the season from a game like that, and Jurgen Klopp says he's not over the moon, but you haven't lost it. You've got something. You're only behind on goal difference.
Obviously, you have to take the positives from the game. What Jurgen Klopp will be disappointed, they played a really good game. They have many chances, and it's difficult to take just a point when you know that you should win the match. But if you want to play for the big club, you never think what's happened before. You always have to think in front of you. Next game, next game. So Liverpool is still in a race for the title. I believe that still it's everything in their hands. I think they have a quality up front. I think they've been playing well recently. So, of course, that in this moment is disappointing, but overall I think still 1 point is 1 point. So he's still there.
7 games to go. The way this season's going, they couldn't all win all 7, could they? It's just not that type of season.
Possibly.
Liverpool have got a derby at Goodison as well.
Yeah, none of them have got to play each other, have they, again?
No.
So
Spurs have got to play all 3, actually.
They're going
to have a big say.
Spurs are going to have a huge say in it. Liverpool have to play Everton, the derby.
Arsenal have to go to Spurs, obviously.
Yeah, another big derby there. On paper, before today, I thought Manchester City had the easiest running, but they were third. And now after today, obviously, Liverpool have got one of their hard games out of the way, so it gets a little bit easier. You could make we were having a discussion earlier, and we all came up with a different title winner. It's a toss of a coin, totally. If there was 3 sides of the coin, you could have a toss of a coin. It could go either way, any way. There's still a few tricky games. I think someone's got to go away to Aston Villa as well, which is never an easy game. That's Liverpool. So, yeah, it could go either way, and that's just added to the mix today. Arsenal and Manchester City obviously will be watching that, rubbing their hands together, thinking, that's a fantastic result for them.
Yeah, when you're in a race and you win 3-0 at Brighton like Arsenal, and then you see a draw there. What a weekend.
Yeah, I think there's still such a long time to go this season. I know it's only 7 games, but there's a lot which will happen from now to the end of the season. And I loved Klopp's interview there because I think inside he'll be fuming. But he's shown his calmness and his experience of obviously winning the Premier League title before, and he's given a real good message to his players there, where deep down he'll be fuming they haven't won that game today. And in the fact that they were leading the game, they were in so much control. But he's shown his experience, which Guardiola's got as well. And what we are yet to see is if Arteta's got that in the last few weeks of the season. So I think that'll be important. I still think Liverpool will nick him.
Do you? Yeah, that's really interesting because a lot of people have said that Arsenal and Mikel Arteta have been calmer than 12 months ago when they didn't have the experience, and that's really helped Arsenal sit top on the league as we speak.
I agree with that because you can see after the game against Manchester City, they went to that game to have a point. In the last 3 games, they have 3 clean sheets. So I think they start to understanding what it takes to be the champion. And it's not just going forward, it's most important how you defend. Because if you look at the last 10 seasons of the Premier League, I think 80% of that time the team who conceded least goals was winning the title.
Nothing's changed, you see. It's all about the defenders, Wayne.
Yeah, no, it always was. The defenders, so we just have to go and put the ball in the net and they'll win us the game.
No, defense starts from the front, no? So I always said that I think the first defender in our team was the forwards, and Wayne was definitely one of those who's actually played for the team and is many times helped the team to survive in difficult moments. So I think you will agree with that, Wayne.
Thank you.
After a roller coaster afternoon again, go on.
Excuse me, I think the disappointment. I think the players' body language walking off the pitch suggests or answers your question of 2 points dropped or a point gained. The only reason Manchester United got back into the game is because it was gifted, again, by all the opportunities missed by us, but obviously a big mistake by Quansah. You can understand the disappointment of the players, having created so many chances and having so much of the ball, dominating possession. I've just looked at the stats there, 28 shots. I know we only hit the target 7 times, but it just tells you how many opportunities we had around the Manchester United box, and not to finish them off, you know, could become very, very costly. I think in the title race, I think it's very much Liverpool, the way they play. I mean, I've said it probably over the last 6 weeks that I've been worried about this. Liverpool not being clinical, not taking their opportunities, and you know, it cost them at some point. Today, it's cost them. You know, if you ask me over this weekend who I was impressed most by, we get what we see from Liverpool, which is all-out football, but they're not clinical at times. It's cost them today. Arsenal, very good yesterday, very professional performance, answered a lot of questions over the last three weeks, different tactics, different formations, resting players. They've answered all the questions and been very good with it. And City, you know, they're not going to go away.
No, they're not.
They're not going to go away, but I just don't think they've got the X factor this season.
So you're with Andy then, you fancy Arsenal?
I think Arsenal are in the box seat. I do, yeah. Liverpool won't go away, City won't go away. But I just think there's a vulnerability about Liverpool, and it was there today. We've seen it today. And if it wasn't going to be today, I did feel it was going to come in one of them 8 games. I did think there was going to be a game where all them opportunities, it's just not going to go in the net for them, and they're going to come unstuck, because they do let teams have opportunities. They do. Sheffield United have opportunities. Brighton have had opportunities.
This today was, like, you would say it is 2 points dropped, Jason. You're 100% right with that. It's 2 points dropped, but when you look back on it, or when Liverpool look back on it, and Klopp and his coaching staff look back on this, there's no one to blame but themselves. It was a game that was there to be won, should have been won, should have been put to bed, like the cup tie, long before they gifted United an equaliser. And what can you say? They can't do that in the run-in. You can't do that in the run-ins. If it happens again, then they are out of it. That's for sure. And when you look at the 3 of them, I said that, I think, a couple of weeks to you guys, that since the winter break, Arsenal have been the best team in the country. And I think everything that we see about them proves that. And I think the key for them right now is they don't concede goals. You know, they don't have to score many. I think Liverpool are always giving chances away. We've talked about
4
it.
clean sheets, Arsenal.
City give chances away. We've seen that this season as well. Arsenal don't, and especially since the break. What have they conceded? 4 goals since the break?
Well, they've had 4 clean sheets in the last 4 games.
There we go. So taking that into the run-in, Richard, is invaluable. And that's why I thought, when you asked me yesterday, that's probably the main reason why I thought Arsenal might do it. Not that they're going to outscore, going to win 4 and 5 every game, but if you don't concede, what a great start that is. You know, your 1 goal wins you a football match. But it looks like Liverpool have to score 2, City have to get 2, and that's pressure. That's pressure.
Much more from Michael, Wayne and Nemanja on the way, on the day where Liverpool have dropped points in the title race, on the weekend where they'd already seen Manchester City and Arsenal win away from home. They can only get 1 point at Old Trafford. Kicking off very shortly is Chelsea's trip to the bottom club, Sheffield United. Chelsea will have a European spot within their reach now. Manchester United not winning again there. 7th is guaranteed Europe, of course. And then a big game will bring you at 6 o'clock UK time. Spurs with the opportunity to go into the top 4. Forest with the opportunity to move away from the bottom 3. So this is a happy screenshot for Arsenal fans. They stay top on goal difference. They're plus 51, Liverpool plus 42, and then a point behind City plus 40. So the top three again separated by just 1 point, and in the top two's situation just by goal difference. And as I say, Manchester United up to 49 points. Spurs, if they beat Forest, will go past Villa and into the top four. Nottingham Forest could do with the points, though. They saw Luton win late on at home to Bournemouth yesterday. That's pulled Luton level on points with Nottingham Forest in that third and final relegation spot. Forest looking over their shoulder. Anything in North London would be most welcome. Honours shared between the two old rivals in the end that could have big consequences at the top of the Premier League table. Reaction on the way, but much to discuss. Manchester United, as we said, hadn't had a single shot in that first half. They were 1-0 down, 5 minutes into the second. Before we get Wayne's take on the finish, what about Jarell Quansah, the centre-back, in that situation?
It's obvious mistake. But what I have to say, that Quansah, after that mistake, he was magnificent. And he showed personality, and that's what it takes to play for the big club like Liverpool. But it's too easy to concede a goal like Liverpool did. Obviously, great finish by Bruno. So, you know, I did some mistakes during my career for United, and most important, after you make those mistakes, don't make it again. Don't make another mistake. So praise to him after the game. He's a young boy. He was strong enough physically and psychologically to finish the game well.
One then. What about this finish?
I've seen you do one or two like that before.
Yeah, no, it's a great finish. Keeper's a bit fortunate he doesn't get the hand on the ball because he'd get a red card. But I think the finish is the technique. He almost stabs it and gets the right amount of spin and obviously just enough elevation to get it over the keeper. But it's a fantastic finish.
How hard is that technique when it's coming across? Is it easier if the ball's coming from the other side?
If it's coming from the other side, you can put a bit of curl on it, so it's a lot easier. It's a bit like when you're playing golf, it's easier to do it that way, for some of it.
Don't include us in that.
No, but that's such a difficult technique to do and keep the control on it. It's such a hard skill to do first time the ball coming across you, so it's an incredible finish.
Normally you plant your foot right alongside the ball when you strike a ball, but when the ball is coming across, you've almost got to plant your foot a lot shorter than you'd normally do, and so it runs across your body. So sometimes you just get a little toe, can't you, with your standing foot, and then you miss the ball totally. So it's quite a difficult technique that he did it well.
Yeah, it was a hell of a finish, but you and I cast our minds back 10 years. It's not quite in this category at Upton Park yet, is it?
Not at all. Well, as soon as we saw it, we thought, I've seen Wayne do that before. This is a lot more difficult. Obviously on the volley, but to get the...
He's taking something away from you there, was it?
No, to get the accuracy on the volley like that is...
That's an easier technique to do than Bruno's one today, yeah.
To strike it well, but I mean...
I had a similar one against West Ham for Everton, which was more similar...
You drilled that one, though, didn't you?
To Bruno's one, but that one's easier than what Bruno's done because, as Michael said, your left foot can get in the way of it, and the amount of times you see players when they go to kick the ball and it's the left toe, what Michael said, and then you complete... That Bruno's goal there was incredible technique.
High praise indeed. Now, talking of high praise, Kobbie Mainoo, I mean, he's just creating headline after headline to score your first home goal in front of the Stretford End in the league, like this, in a fixture like this.
As soon as it left his foot as well, wasn't it? We were right behind it. The camera angle was great. He finds a lovely little pocket, actually. He starts the move and finishes it as well. Wan-Bissaka making a bit of an overlap, but that touch on his back foot to open himself up to curl it. You can just see here, top of your picture, we highlight Mainoo in a lovely bit of space. I mean, he did play quite high today. And look at Jurgen Klopp, he knows it. He's screaming to his men, you know, someone's got to go and pick him up. You can see that. And after the goal goes in, Jurgen Klopp's absolutely fuming that he was allowed to turn and allowed to have that space. But I just love this back foot touch here, takes it away from his man and opens the space up to curl it in. It's brilliant.
I mean, in this kid, Wayne, he's 19 in 12 days. Everyone, when he first got in, he's a holding midfield player. He's a lot more than that, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And I watched him play against Notts Forest as well, and he played a little bit higher, so he can certainly do that. And again, you see, what I liked about that is when he got the ball, he drove at the Liverpool backline. And that's why Wan-Bissaka then makes the overlap, which we didn't see much today, of Wan-Bissaka making that overlap. And then he gets forward, he carries his run onto the box, and great first touch, and the finish is incredible.
And as a centre-back, when you've got someone like that coming at you as well from midfield, which probably Liverpool didn't expect today, that's further complications, I guess, is it?
MAINOO has been fantastic, especially his awareness in these areas. He reminds me sometimes of Modric. He always feels who is behind him. And so you can see that he did the first touch, straight away moved to the side, and great strike. It's difficult to defend that.
And he is now Manchester United's youngest ever goal scorer in this fixture in the Premier League era. He's knocked Wazza out of the way, but as you can see, Michael is still the youngest ever goal scorer in this fixture. At least you've got one record left.
He's nicked most of them, so I'm happy with that one. Clinging on.
Now, we saw Diego Dallo give a penalty away late on at Chelsea. When you go to ground as a defender in Wan-Bissaka's situation, are you always running the risk of what happened?
Of course. Definitely in this situation, obviously, Wan-Bissaka should stay the ground, because especially around him was a lot of bodies. And obviously, Elliott was clever enough to wait for that tackle and inertia of tackle of Wan-Bissaka to touch his leg, and definitely was penalty.
I think on that, though, when you go back a bit, Bruno's too easy to get past as well. When Gomez, I think it is, run down the line, and Bruno dives in and just lets him get past him. That's why Wan-Bissaka ends up having to come out. If he just stays on his feet, you don't get to this situation. But I think it's very poor from Wan-Bissaka. It's sloppy, and you go to ground like that, you run the risk of giving a penalty away.
Mo Salah didn't have his finest game in a Liverpool shirt. He had a long wait as well for that penalty, but kept his cool.
Missed a couple of chances today that you'd normally expect him to score. Yeah, he was quiet today, you're right, Steve. He was quiet in the game. But he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, and it's a beautiful feeling when you just hit the ball and then you see the goalkeeper diving the other way, because it's all about pressure, this. There's no enjoyment of scoring, it's just, thankfully, I and whatever, so it's that fear of missing, but no, he stuck it away nicely. And overall, even though I thought Liverpool should have been maybe 1 or 2 or 3 even in the first half goals ahead, you know, with the comeback from Manchester United.
I'm Derek Ray. I'm joined for commentary by former Arsenal fullback Lee Dixon. And without doubt, a match with the potential to bring genuine excitement. It's Luton Town taking on Chelsea.
Hi, Derek, thank you. Well, both managers will be reminding their players how important...
Well, it could be on for him here. Is it going to be? Keeper getting the touch. And it's gone behind for the corner. Over it comes. Did his job defensively. And they'll get ready for the throw-in. Pearson. So after that, a goal kick it'll be. Well, pick your adjective where Hakim Ziyech is concerned. Explosive, I think, might be an approach. Can they take the lead here? And mistimed the run, sadly. That's offside. Throw-ins given. This looks promising.
Well, it's the care and attention, all that worked.
And a blunder by the keeper. Werner. Promising attack, but his timing was off. Well, they've lost possession of the ball. Nicely cut out. Oh, that's an interesting pass. Ziyech. In it goes. An early goal. No wonder they're celebrating.
Well, as we look at this again, the keeper's every right to ask where his back line was, but 2v1 in the end. He's thinking now, is he going to pass or go round me? He's got no chance.
Well, real difficulty keeping the ball. Ball's gone.